Reform, and it is Reform denies that it stood fake candidates after doubts over whether some really existed. This is a story that's so peculiar you can barely believe you're reading it.
Well, I do believe I'm reading it because basically the essence of this is that Reform, which stood in more than 600 of the seats that were up for the general election last week and secured a huge number of votes, was the third largest number of votes cast, had candidates who were really what I think in the trade are called paper candidates, people who had lent their names to be put forward but weren't actively planning to take part. And it seems that some of these people may not have existed at all. I'm not suggesting that Mickey Mouse was put down, addressed California, but some of the names were a little bit doubtful.
Yes,
and the Guardian has been...
Duck was a little suspicious, wasn't it? Let's have a look at this, because we know what we're talking about, because this is a bit of a weird story. Mark Matlock appeared on GB News to prove that he is actually a real person. Have a look at this.
Are you
Good
real?
evening, Patrick. I hope I'm here. Am I here? Am I real?
It's nothing like the picture.
You are. And you're a real man, are you, Mark?
I hope so. Repeat back to me if I'm live. By the way, I'm recovering from pneumonia. There are genuine reasons why I couldn't make the count. I'm still recovering. I've lost my voice, but I'm up and about, and you've empowered me to continue fighting this tremendous campaign.
And so the question, of course, was the contrast between how that man really looks and how he looked in the picture. But anyway, Richard Tice, the chairman of Reform, has also responded to the accusations. Let's see.
I'm steaming mad about it. To suggest that we put forward false names and candidates. One of them was in hospital at the count with pneumonia. Nearly died, for heaven's sake. These people need to get a grip.
And so, just to be clear, you've got no anxiety about it.
I have to be daft.
OK. No, just want to double check.
Seriously.
Oh, he's very cross, Mike, very cross.
Well, he's very cross. That Mr Matlock, just to give you a bit more information on, he won 1,758 votes. This is the report in The Guardian, right, in Clapham, Brixton Hill. But he didn't show for the election count. Allegedly, he was suffering from pneumonia.
Well, he says he had pneumonia.
Yeah, we all feel
enough.
very sorry for him for that.
Yeah.
But there were no photographs throughout the campaign of him campaigning. They managed to not get any. However, Mr Matlock insisted that he did exist. But that picture's not the same. It's not the same facial shape as the person we've just seen being interviewed, is it? And
It may be AI enhanced.
Yeah.
Well, some of it is explained that it had to change the colour of the tie to make it look like a Reform tie, and I wasn't in the right clothes and all that kind of stuff. Look, it's a very interesting story, and it's thrown up during an election campaign, and that's where it belongs, really.
You know, Richard Tice there on Peston saying this is absolutely outrageous, this is ridiculous. This is the same party that put up a candidate who ended up being dead. You know, they hadn't updated their system so much that they put forward a deceased candidate. It doesn't come as a massive surprise that people might doubt the credibility of so many candidates, especially when they put a team together so quickly. To an extent, I suppose that's to their credit. But yeah, that photograph doesn't exactly look like the real person.
Very frustrating. I was campaigning during the election for my daughter.
Yes.
And
Congratulations, by the way.
Indeed. She was lucky to be elected.
Yes.
But quite a few people up where she is voted for Reform. And I said to them on the doorstep, have you met the candidate? Because I haven't. And it turned out that most people hadn't met any of the candidates. So this was an election not for parties, but for individuals in constituencies.
And let me ask you, your daughter, great success, very exciting, on the brink of a fabulous political career, I'm sure you hope. Are you nervous for her? Do you worry about female MPs and the level of a programme, their personal safety, all the sorts of things they have to go through?
These are issues, and indeed the police have been very helpful to all the female candidates, advising them, for example, not to give their addresses, their home addresses out, to be sensible and secure.
Yes.
But, you know, this is the life, and I'm sure she will be sensible. But it's a rough, tough world out there. But I so admire all the people who've actually stood, because actually being ready, it's easy for us to sit on the sidelines shouting the odds. They're the people who are in there. But the exciting thing is they can begin to make a difference. There is the government hoping to effect change, and there we hope will come together a credible opposition.
And there you see one of the secrets of happiness. There you see it actually in motion. Look at that wonderful, positive top spin you put on that story, that we hope to effect change. And it's all going to be good in the best of all possible worlds. Well done. All right, let's move on.